Hey guys, guess who's back? It's your girl with a new do and some new frames. And I've also got data overlay. Woo! Shout out to Ladon from Ride Bold. He dropped a promo code for Telemetry Studio. And so I went on ahead and got me a subscription to that so that I can show you guys speed, cadence, heart rate, that type of stuff. I'm still old school and working by feel, so I don't have a power meter as of yet, but I think I'll upgrade to that for next season. But for now, we have the course map in the top left corner. It's your typical four corner crit. And then we have my speed in the bottom left corner. In the top right corner, you'll see the gradient. This particular course has a little bit of a punchy climb to it, but I don't think it gets much higher than like 4 or 5%. But doing it lap after lap, and usually that's where the attacks go. That can make it a little hard on your legs, lap after lap. Then we've got my cadence and my heart rate in the bottom right corner. So this is CBR number 4. I'm really behind on getting videos out. I've been getting dropped a lot this season. It's taken a long time for my crit legs to come around. I have a lot of endurance, but as far as that punchy riding is concerned, it was really hard to get that into high gear this season. But nevertheless, I've been having a lot of fun coming out and competing. And this is the Cat 4.5 and Masters 35 Plus of the CBR 4. This race is half hour. And then later on, I raced the Pro 123. So this is me just on the front, kind of doing tempo riding. This is a really small field. There are 5 masters and maybe 5 Cat 4.5, so really small field. Um, and I am racing in support of a teammate today. So while we're not in the same category, because Kareen is racing the Cat 4.5, I just wanted to provide her the experience of riding with a teammate. Um, I've been racing in the pro field, but I really wanted her to have that support and know what it's like to race as a team. This, I believe, is her first real season racing, and there's a lot that she has to learn, but she's really, really strong. She's typically riding in the top 5 wheels the entire race, which is great, but when it comes to the finish, she needs a little help. So I didn't want her to be doing all that work today, so I decided let me jump in this race and try and take some of the load off of her because the rest of the field knows that she's strong. This is her shooting up the left side. I guess I wasn't going fast enough for her, but yeah, she's attacking up the left, and you can see the field just responded to it very quickly. And I'm just gonna try and shuffle myself back on in here. But she races very aggressively. She understands about points and preems and stuff like that. So I think it was her goal to get probably the best overall rider and win the series. So she races very aggressively. I'm really proud of her. I love watching her race. And again, just wanted to jump in this race and provide her some support. So I started this race on empty battery. I had just raced the Redlands Omnium the weekend before, and I felt so good coming off of that race that I carried my momentum into the week and continued training hard instead of giving myself the rest that I needed to race again the following weekend, and that was a big mistake. So I woke up feeling like crap. So it was my goal to just do the best that I could to help my teammate. But I signed up for two races this weekend, and it was really difficult on me. But for the love of the sport. So these are the Masters riders ahead of me. This is Charity Chia from Evoke. She's really strong. And then Naomi was to my right from Faster Me. She also raced the Redlands stage race. She raced the pro race. She really did extremely well. She's in top form right now. She's super strong. I mean, this is the strongest I've ever seen Naomi ride. So I know that she is some real competition, and I know that both of these women have a better sprint than I do. But again, I'm here to race in support of Kareen, who I'm passing up to the right now. So I'm not really too concerned at all with my placing for this race. Um, but I did notice too that when I race this race ahead of the pro women's race, I'm a lot more warmed up. I don't even have to get back on the bike to do a warm up before the race. This is plenty warm up for me, and I'm still pretty warm when the race starts. So I do like this option and the fact that Jeff moved this race to be just one race ahead of the pro race. So, like the women used to race at maybe 10 o'clock in the morning. But now this race has been moved to 12:30, and then the pro women race at 2. So that is so perfect for me because it gives me just an hour in between to kind of like refuel and catch my breath and sit down for a minute. And then I'm ready to go and race the pro race. So this is Danielle, I believe, in front of me from Power. This might have been like her second or third race. She's also new this season, but she came out the gates really strong as well, just like Kareen. So they are good competition for each other. But I think Danielle has more power, and Kareen has more endurance. So that's where they differ. And again, here comes Kareen up the side, just doing more work than I would like her to. Unfortunately, in a small field, you kind of get caught doing work. Everybody kind of has to work in a small field, especially because there's usually like onesie, twosie teammates in here or solo riders that, um, everyone's beating up on each other and everyone kind of has to pull their own weight and eat some wind. But I see her up here. She got that head down. She's looking a little tired. So I come around to give her a draft. In doing so, I think I end up winning a preem. I won a few preems in this race, which was really nice because that's something that I've been wanting to do this season. Um, and I got a couple of most assertive rider points too for that. But yeah, I won a few preems this race, so it was nice for that kind of like secondary prize to come out of helping my teammate. So I'm reminding myself not to go too hard here. So I'm looking at my heart rate. 170 is pretty close to my limit. I think my peak heart rate is maybe 182, but that's like completely in the red. When I'm more fit, I can ride longer at a higher heart rate, like 170. But if I'm not fit or if I'm tired, like today, then that's pretty close to my limit. So I want to shout out my other teammate, Lisa Muhammad. She lined up to race today, just trying to get her crit legs back. She's been more focused on kind of ultra endurance gravel racing. So, that punchy VO2 stuff for crits, it's not the same type of training that's required for the endurance. And so, just jumping back in is pretty rough, but you kind of just gotta, like, pull the trigger. So shout out to her for coming out to compete and just, contributing to women's racing. You'll see her later on in this video. We'll pass her on the right. So that little attack, like, I did not have it in me to jump on this attack again. I'm just like really tired, but I was able to latch back on, and that's one of the biggest differences in this field versus the Cat 3 and above. And one of my homegirls asked me earlier in the season, because she was considering catting up, and she just kind of wanted to know what to expect and what are the major differences between the two fields. So I'd say that for sure the attacks in a 1-2-3 field. Um, when an attack goes, it usually lasts longer than 10 seconds. It can be, half a lap, a full lap, and it's just full gas. And so if you get caught sleeping like that, or if you don't have that punchy response in you to get to a wheel in time, then you can get dropped very easily. So in a 4 or 5 race, that attack, it gapped me, but I was able to get back on because everyone sat up after like 10 seconds. But in a pro race, that attack is strong, and it can go a lot longer. So that's one of the main differences. Another thing is that everybody's strong, and I mean everyone. Like, so somebody like Kareen or Danielle, who are really strong in this field, they can move up to the next field, next category, and just be average. And even the weakest rider is going to be really strong. So you really, really have to work for it, work for your result. Um, the competition is just really elevated when you move up. So that's another difference, I would say. Obviously, the race time is longer, so it's more of an attrition thing. I think that even someone who's tired, like me on this day, can kind of get away with a 30-minute race. Um, Even if you're on your limit, I think that that's something that's a little bit easier to kind of complete versus a 50-minute race, because I would say about the 25 to 30-minute mark is when I start to feel tired, or when I start to need fuel in those races. And so that's also a difference. All right, so here goes Naomi to the right. um, Again, I don't have any snap in me to really jump on something like this. I was still working on developing that snap. I think that I kind of have it now, but it's like 3 months later. So I'm feeling pretty good heading into the state championships this weekend. However, the field is really stacked, and the last couple of years, I've gotten dropped really early in that race. So I think anything more than 2 laps would be a win for me, but I would love to finish with the field if I can. So again, another attack. It was I didn't have the snap to jump on it, but again, because this is like the 4 or 5 field, the attack wasn't too strong, and I was able to latch myself back on in a pro 123 field, that may not have been the case. And see, my heart rate is not even in the 170s, so I didn't work that hard to get myself back on. But if that was a pro race, I would be in the red. So everybody's drinking water now. They're a little tired. I can't remember how warm it was on this day, but it was pretty warm. So again, as I mentioned, I know that Karina has like a lot of endurance, and she's really strong, and she can ride the front of the race, and she can be in a breakaway. But I know when it comes to that sprint, a lot of the women in this field can out sprint her because they just have that pure power, and Karina is really petite. So I want to do whatever I can to help her get the best result possible. So I wanted to go with the Masters up there, but I kind of got myself boxed in a little bit, and wasn't able to respond the way I wanted to. But that's okay because again, I'm racing for my teammate. But you see, they sat up, so it wasn't, maybe they were just going for a preem or something. So on the right side, you'll see two riders hugging the curb to give us space. That's Lisa, and she's riding with Joy, who's just giving her some support. They're both racing in the Masters race, and Joy this season has been racing in the mentor capacity. So one of the cool things about CBR is that for the Masters women, they will let you race for free if you race in a mentor capacity. So Joy has been doing that, and she has been looking for newbie riders who could use a little guidance, and she'll just kind of stick to them like glue if they get dropped, or just kind of tell them what to do when an attack goes or whatever else. Just doing that, and she finds that, like I said, this is a really good warm-up leading into the pro race, so she doesn't mind doing it. So this little hill, the gradient only shows like up to 4%. I thought it was a little steeper than that. um, Not sure, but yeah, that hill, like, it's okay when you're taking it at like a tempo, but when there's attacks that go there, especially in the pro race, it really whoops on your legs. So here I think I went for a preem, and then just decided to keep rolling it. Or maybe I just attacked. I don't know. But either way, I must be feeling okay. Although I see that heart rate is getting up there. So again, just being really tired. Like, I think I got a solid 8 or 9 hours and still just felt crappy. So I really, really needed to rest, and probably shouldn't have raced on this day. But again, I just wanted to be there for my teammate and help her out. So it's what it is. Plus, I just enjoy racing. It's fun. I have the FOMO if I stay home. I think this is also a preem lab coming up. So Danielle knows that one of us is gonna jump, and she's looking behind her. I'm just gonna put in a small dig and come right around and pick her at the line and get that preem. I ended up winning like some socks, some chain lube, and something else. I think some Celsius, a case of Celsius, which I don't drink. So I ended up giving it to our building super because they be working him to death, and he don't have any help. So he be working long hours. He's always looking tired. I was like, hey, do you? He was in here like fixing something, and I was like, hey, do you drink energy drinks? And I was like, I got this case of Celsius that I won at a race, and I gave him that. So again, just jumped for the preem and then kept rolling it because I didn't want Karina on the front. But this is, I think it's going into the bar, which is best all around rider. So they have one of those like preems mid race. And if you are first or second across the line, you get points. And I know that Karina wanted to win the series. And so collecting those points helps her to better her chances of doing that. So I'm on the front trying to basically lead her out. But I tell her to jump now because I know that she's like good on the climb. So she lives in Big Bear. She trains at elevation. She's really strong. And I told her to go because I knew that I was starting to fade. But at the same time, it was a bit early, and Danielle may have been able to come around her at the line. It's hard to tell from my view because I'm not close enough. But at least she got, like, I think if you're first and second across the line, you get points. But yeah, like I can't. It looks like Danielle tried to come around her, so I don't know what the results were there. But so when they went forward, the Masters went chasing that, and I'm one of the stragglers back here, just trying to like sit in and hopefully get a ride back up to the rest of the field. But you can see that people are putting in a dig. I think there's a headwind there because I could see that rider's head down. So, and I know Minerva. So this is Minerva in front of me. She races on the track, so I know that she's very powerful. I mean, look at those legs. I mean, like, girl's got a lot of power. And I am not about to help her at all get up to my teammate because I know that she can out sprint Karina. So I'm just gonna try and like stay on her wheel and see if she can get us back. But she kind of looks, she pulls off, which leaves me on the front. Um, and I'm not trying to put in too much work to bring this back because I want my teammate to go. So she now only has one rider in there that she's really competing against. And then the rest of the Cat 4 or 5 field is back here with me. And then the two other masters that I was racing against that were still in contention are also up the road. But again, my result is secondary to my teammates today. So I don't mind. I'm just trying to see if they'll pull us up. If I want to be on their will in case they do bring this back, but it's not looking likely. They're putting in a hard dig up there, and so at this point, it looks like we're just going to be, you know, the chase group. But that rider tries to come around and bridge that gap, and then that inspires Minerva to come around, and then I think Delia is going to come around me, and we're just gonna pretty much be in no man's land because I don't think any of us ever make it up to that breakaway. I'm trying to catch Minerva because I don't want her to catch up to her teammate and then have them work together and then catch up to Karina. But like I told you, I'm really tired today. You can see my heart rate is close to the limit. Um, but I see that this could be dangerous, so I'm like trying to put in this dig to get on the wheel. So it looks like I'm able to catch up, but then they're like, you know, out of the saddle again as soon as I get to the wheel. So this is just killing me. I mean, my heart rate's at 175. That's like I'm about to blow my top off. I've got the smoke and the steam coming out of my ears at this point. So Minerva kind of, is able to try and bridge this gap, and then here comes Dele, and I'm like, oh no, Dele is also really powerful, and I do not want them to get this to catch the breakaway. So I'm trying to chase, but again, I have nothing. I had no snap. I had no, like, my response has just been very slow motion today because I'm tired. And when the moto comes around you, it's a wrap. It's clipped. It's like if you didn't feel bad before, when that moto comes around you, it's just demoralizing. It's over at that point. So yeah, my race is pretty much done. At this point, I'm just going to finish. I'm hoping that the work that I did early on was enough to get my teammate a good result. And I think she came away with second on this day. Um, so we achieved what we wanted to. She got on the podium, which she's been wanting to do. Um, and I don't think the other two that were trying to catch to the breakaway ever catch on. So at this point, I'm just straggling behind, with the only goal of finishing the race at this point. But I did my work. So my heart rate has come down a little bit, and I feel like I got sort of a second wind. As you see, I'm coming up this hill pretty fast, but I feel like that second wind is short lived because I started slowing down again. Like, I was feeling myself, and then I got to the climb, and I was like, woo. So, yeah, at that point, the effort to try to catch up to the girls ahead of me has been annihilated. And there's at this point, I'm just gonna finish my race. So I think we're heading into the last lap. I'm not sure, but using this feature on Clipchamp, you only get 30 minutes at a time to do the screen share and like my beautiful face in the video. So this will run out in the next 30 seconds. So I don't think you'll see the finish, but I'm so far behind the other racers, there really isn't a whole lot to see anyway. But I thank you for tuning in. I have a lot more videos that I need to upload, so I'll work on those. But it's pretty much just a lot of videos of me getting dropped all season. But hopefully, I'll have some good footage of the state championships this weekend. Bye.